The biggest thing that I did to change my entire mindset, my entire life, is to start reading. It's one of the most simplest things that any human being can do, especially with the access to public libraries. 14, 15 years ago, I was in shambles. I wasn't my best version of myself and I wanted to change. I looked in the mirror, I had to self-reflect, I had to answer some very hard questions about myself. And at the end of the day, I had to say, did you really want it? Do you really want it? Do you want to succeed, or do you want to be beholden to somebody else's yes? And once I made that commitment to myself that I want to level up, that I want to do better, that I want to be major-vated, I said, I asked the question and I prayed about it. I said, well, so what am I going to do? How do I get myself out of this term situation? And what came to me was, I need more knowledge. I need more wisdom. I need to see and hear other stories of other experiences and examples in order to help me jumpstart my life and my mindset. And that was the biggest thing that I was concerned about. How do I change my mindset? I had to strip myself away from my environments, from the people that I used to hang around, from the things that I used to do. And I just had to go into myself, get those books. I lived in a public library for 2 years. For 2 years, I lived in a public library, reading every single book I possibly can, whether it be business, whether it be sales, whether it be spiritual, whether it be marketing, whether it be branding, whether it be history, whether it be the Constitution, whether it be about geography, whether it be about plants, whether it be about biology. I was reading everything I could. And I'm going to be honest with you, when I first started, I would get sleepy every single time. I couldn't last long. I read 1 or 2 pages, I'm sleepy. But it's like anything, it's a muscle. When you go to the gym, the next day you're sore. But if you let that soreness stop you from going to the gym the same day or the next day, then you'll never get started. And so I kept going, I kept reading, I kept turning the pages, and then it started to get exciting. And then it starts to become routine. And then you start to put some of those things into action. And then your mind starts thinking differently. And then you start having ideals on what you can form, on what you can do, and how your path is going to be. And I understood I needed a strategy. I understood I needed a foundation. I understand that I needed a vision so I could have a blueprint and a guide to get me where I wanted to go. I started with small goals. Then I went to medium-sized goals. Then I went to big goals. And I just rinse and repeat over and over again. So they say that the average American reads zero point 0.5 books per year. So in hindsight, if you are a person who takes one subject and reads 5 to 6 books on that one subject, you are now the authority. You are now the authority because you read 5 to 6 books on one subject over all Americans. So you just have to make the decision. This life is a puzzle. This life is a math equation, but it's solvable. And everyone has their own puzzle and everyone has their own equation. You have to find out which one suits you, your life, and your vision.